It's the summer before my senior year of high school, and I'm on a 2-week biology trip to the Galapagos Islands. We spent our first 2 days in Ecuador visiting a cloud forest, and now we're on a 10-day cruise in the Galapagos. It's ridiculous, I'm aware, but it's also awesome. We see blue-footed boobies and iguanas, we swim with penguins by day and stargaze by night. We're not just in a different country, we're in a different universe where all of our high school social baggage just melts away. Out here in the middle of the ocean, we have this incredible freedom to see each other in a whole new light. It's kind of like the Ecuadorian cruise ship version of The Breakfast Club, and romance is in the air. Ted and Lexi cuddle under the stars, and Leslie, a senior, is flirting a lot with Adam, a sophomore. A sophomore, people. But no boatmances for me. It's a supply and demand thing. And besides, I have really bad luck with love. I've only dated 3 guys, one who started dating someone else while we were on a break, one who ditched me at his school dance to tend to the other girls he invited, and yes, those girls, multiple girls, and one who was led into a French accent whenever he spoke to my dad, who's French. So not the best track record, and so for a year and a half now, grades have been more important to me than boys. Because, let's be real here, the common denominator in all of these less than ideal dating situations is me. So self-imposed love quarantine is probably not a terrible idea. At heart though, I am still a hopeless romantic, and a big part of me just wants a normal high school romantic experience, you know, like getting stuck in detention, getting a makeover from Molly Ringwald, staring deep into Emilio Estevez's eyes, and letting him kiss away my crazy. I accept that life-changing romantic moments are not my destiny. My destiny is getting straight A's, possibly becoming a cat lady one day, or worse, going to college before having my first kiss. But it's okay. I'm here under the stars, enjoying these last moments before we head to Quito, the capital of Ecuador, to finish out our trip. We're doing a research project with some local high school students there. They're fun to hang out with, and they're really nice to us, even though we're all really, really sweaty and our Spanish is not so great. We go to dinner together our last night in town, and I spend a lot of time talking to Johannes, one of the Ecuadorian students. We're not really talking about much of anything, language barrier, but he's really, really nice. And at the end of dinner, he hands me something small, wrapped in tissue paper. I unwrap it. It's a fossilized seahorse. It's kind of beautiful once you get past the whole, like, tiny animal corpse in your hand. I look back at Johannes. He's blushing. Is this what love is? Because I've never been in love before, but this seems like what love looks like in the movies. Meeting a mysterious stranger in a foreign land, a romantic gesture before we must part. We're like star-crossed lovers, if Boeing 757s count as stars. In the past year and a half of my love quarantine, I've been feeling a little invisible and a lot imperfect. I totally written off romance and had the starter cat to prove it. Every cat lady's got to start somewhere. But here it is, romance, on my last night in South America, wrapped in white tissue paper. Since I can't stay in Ecuador any longer to see where this whole thing with Johannes is going, at least I have this incredible, sweet, tiny dead thing to remember him by. But there's a catch. Our teacher, Mr. Sutton, sees me with the seahorse and tells me that I cannot take it with me because it's illegal to take animal products out of Ecuador. So I know what the responsible, sensible cat lady choice is. Just leave it. I'm aware that this is just a potentially diseased, dead marine animal from a guy I've only known for 2 days and who I can barely understand. I realize he might only be into me because I'm the first half Asian person he's ever seen. But this seahorse, this means there might be hope for me yet. So, F it. I'm gonna smuggle this seahorse into the US in the name of true love. I decide to hide the seahorse in my tampon pouch. It's not an easy decision. I've spent 16 years obeying rules, and my devious teenager instincts are severely underdeveloped. I thought about hiding it in one of my shoes, but I don't want it to get squished. I even tried to get clever and think of a way to hide it in plain sight, like maybe as a fancy hat. Not good, right? Not good. But this tampon Nothing should work. The pouch is opaque. It's padded because of all my lady supplies. And plus, most airport security people are guys, right? And guys hate tampons, periods. Ew, so gross. So we head to the airport the next morning, and I start sweating right away. I'm laughing like everything is happening. Lexi is ahead of me in the security line, and the officer unzips her suitcase. He feels around the sides of it. He rifles through her clothes, and he even opens her bag of toiletries to look inside. He's taking his sweet time, like he cares about air security or something. Now that I'm here in the line, I realize I forgot to think through one major part of my plan. What's gonna happen to me if I get caught? I mean, will they just confiscate the Seahorse and send me on my merry way? No. All I know from the news, and let's be real, the movies, is that when things go wrong in South America, they go really wrong. I'll be carried away in handcuffs and thrown into the clink. With murderers and drug lords. After hours of pacing, I finally get to make the phone call to my poor, unsuspecting parents. Hi, Mom and Dad. Yeah, so I'm in an Ecuadorian prison right now because of a Seahorse. Call the UN, I guess? I slide my suitcase over to the security officer. He looks through my clothes and immediately discovers the tampon pouch. He picks it up. I start mentally practicing the phone call to my parents. He unzips the bag and takes a good look inside. This is it. Goodbye, America. Goodbye, the life I once knew. The security officer stares at my tampons. He's staring. His nose starts to crinkle. He makes this face. He puts the pouch back in my suitcase and he sends me down the line. Tampons, you guys, they're so useful. I board the plane a new woman, Jackie Laine, breaker of rules, teenage rebel, intercontinental smuggler, all in the name of love, of course. The rest of the trip back is gloriously uneventful, and once home, life quickly returns to normal. No wonder the Breakfast Club ended right after detention. Nothing comes of Ted and Lexi's magical boatmance, and none of us really talk to Adam once we get back to school. Sophomore. We're seniors, you know. There's one unusual thing. A couple of months after the trip, I start getting these emails. They're from an international phone number, which is really strange, and they're just short sentences. Hello, remember me? I love you. Why no answer? They're spammy, so I delete them, but they just keep coming once every few weeks or so for almost 6 months. Delete, 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 until finally one day in February, Galapagos, Seahorse, Johannes. I respond immediately, I'm here. I can't believe it. Johannes found me. This is not a guy who would ditch me at a school dance. This is a guy who thought I was special, who somehow tracked down my information, spent Lord only knows how much on early international texting, and kept trying to make contact for 6 months. I wait for a reply. A week goes by, 2 weeks, a month, and I never hear from Johannes again. I don't know why he never replied, or why it took him 6 months to mention the Seahorse, or, his name. All I know is that I finally experienced my first big romantic moment. Was it life-changing? Not so much. But I still have that Seahorse along with the other gift Johannes gave me. The realization that maybe, just maybe, I'm a girl worth tracking down.
Woo!